Hi, my name is DJ Harris. I'm the head football coach at Iroquois West High School in Gilman, Illinois. Today I'm going to talk about our 3-4, which is really a 4-4 cover 3, and how we play it, adding deception, disguise, and letting our kids get after it. Like I said, 3-4, really a 4-4. Our base alignment is head up, tackle, nose, in. We go bandit, smack, Mike, will, Raider, corner, free, corner. What makes this unique? This is always the strong family. These guys are always on the weak side. The reason that's important, I'll get into here in just a second. These four always have to belong to the strong side. These four are always to the weak side. The reason for that, let's say it's strong, right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. So the tackle's always on the strong side, in, bandit, smack, Mike, will. If it was strong left, and this is what makes us unique, tackle, in, bandit, smack, Mike, will. But when we start numbering, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7 to the weak side. So always remembering that your strong side slash the declared side is what we called it, is the even numbers. The reason that's important, I'll get into in a second, because we'll start with our defensive lineman rules. Defensive lineman, the tackle always plays 6 contain rush unless there's an 8 in the call. If there's an 8, he plays a 4. The nose always goes 2 unless there's a 2 in the call, then he goes weak. The end is the same thing. He always plays a 7, or actually it's a 5 contain rush unless he hears 7, and then he's inside. So we'll say, I'll take our base blitz, which is a Mike 2. By rule, we got strong right. And so following the rules, the tackle doesn't hear an 8, he's outside. The nose hears a 2, which would be here, so now he's weak side. The end didn't hear a 7, so he's outside. The Mike hears a 2, he's blitzing a 2. Now with the blitz, our safety always rotates down. Another example, Bo 87. Tackle heard an 8, so he's inside. Nose didn't hear a 2, strong side. The end heard a 7, he's inside. Well, our blitz scheme is pretty complicated. First one goes to the first letter, so the bandit goes to the 8. The will would go to the 7. You know, the opposite of that is Bo 65. And these are all out of strong right, just out of habit. Smack, Mike, will. The nose didn't hear a 2, so he's strong side. The tackle didn't hear an 8, so he's outside. The bandit would be inside, outside, inside. Our single blitzes are simple. Bandit, smack, Mike, will. So we got 4 terms for single blitzes. We can dial up any one of them at any time. The interesting thing about it is there's 6 combinations. Bo is the bandit and the will. Mo is the Mike and the will. Sam is the smack and Mike. Bass is the bandit and the smack. Saw is the smack and the will. And then Bam is the bandit and the Mike. If you look at it, you got 6 combinations now. leads us to be very complicated, so we really are an attack team. With 10 words, we can attack you any way we want. Secondary-wise, we're a cover 3 team with an inverted safety. What I say by that is our corners are always in thirds coverage. Going back to our families we talked about earlier, strong side, weak side. The Raider, if the Bandit or Smack is blitzing, he's replacing that linebacker so we can get back to a 4-4. And I'll just draw one simple here real quick. If we go Bandit 8, he's coming down to replace that, and we tell them when they come down, they got to get to the heels of where the linebacker are lined up before they can drop. He's got to get down to the heels. If it's pass, he's got to curl. But by coming down to the heels, now he's able to play run support on any kind of toss or this or that. Or he comes down, he's the slow fold player coming back across. Well, obviously the safety that's not rolling down gets the middle third of the field. And we can do that any way. If the Smack, we'll say Smack 8. So now instead of rolling down to where the Bandit was, he's rolling down inside the box to be a good run player, this or that. Hard thing for us to teach our kids was the safeties when they wanted to come down. We had inside blitz. They're generally smaller kids. They don't want to mix it up too much. But they found out if they'll come down and actually go to where the linebacker was, most linemen will miss them. Just because their heads aren't up looking for that secondary player to come down in the box. You know, if you line him up tight, they look for him, so we line up 10 yards deep, come down with it. You know, same thing off of this one. Obviously, that would be your flat player, hook to curl. Come down, play run, no run. Now he's your hook to curl player. If we get a combination blitz like I had up there earlier, we'll go with our favorite one, which is Bo. I like to bring both outside guys. 87. So we're pinching inside because they know that. Now the safeties ask me, and we go through this every year, well, I can't bring both of them down to play the flats because I got nobody in the middle of the field. We teach our guys we always want to keep everything in front and outside, so we're always going to give up the weak side flat in this situation. In this blitz, we're going to give up the weak side. So strong side over weak side. So we're coming down, flat, hook to curl, middle third. This guy knows in that situation, they'll make a call, a you-me call. He'll play a little bit tighter just like everybody does on trips. It's a third / man type scheme. And then the last scenario that we come up with, you know, that gives you strong side over weak side. We'll run a Bass 82. We want to bring pressure all play side. 8 tells the tackle to go inside. Bandit's coming outside. The nose hurt a 2, so now he goes weak side. And the Smack is going in the 2-hole. Well, now that player's back in the dilemma. And his rule is inside versus outside. So, if there's 2 on your side in your family, you cover the inside player, and we really give up this time, we give up the strong side flat, but it's a combination, flat, hook to curl, and then we'll just rally to the flat. And that's our 3-4 defense in a nutshell.